Guys, great day. We have some new people, and everybody is at a different level. I don't have a problem with questions. It can be not even a good question or doesn't, as long as it makes sense, it's fine. I don't have a problem answering questions, but here's the thing: I can't answer questions if I'm busy. Okay, so you'll get your answer at a later time, or you got to get smarter. Okay, and here's the first thing to get smarter. And if you can't do this, then you have to stop trading till you can figure this out. Okay, I mean, you just have to be able to do this. Okay, very straightforward. Let's give everybody a couple minutes here. People are getting anywhere. It's being recorded. Okay, you have to be able to do this. If Tesla is at 190 and Sam says 200's at 2, what would the puts be? Give me an answer. Come on, type it in. You should be able to do this within 1 second. If it takes you more than 1 second to tell me what the price is, that means you don't understand the basics. Okay? Tesla's at 190 and Sam says that 200's at 2. Come on, nobody's typing. Come on. What would the price of the 200 puts be? What does it have to be? It actually has to be this number. Absolutely has to be. Nobody's typing. Why is nobody typing? Guys, it's not a trick question. If Tesla is at 190 and Sam says the 200's at 2, that has to be the call. The puts would be $10 in the money. They're $10 in the money. Has to be $10. If Sam says SPX 3900s at 2, the SPX is at 3940, 3950. At 3950, the puts would be, if SPX is at 3950 and the 3900, the 3900 calls have to be $50. It has to be $50. You have to learn what in the money means. Okay? Now, 98% of people have learned this, but there's some people that haven't learned this, and that's okay. Let's teach it today. I want you to know this. No matter what, I'm going to give you another quiz. I want people to address this. If Google is at 105, what does the 90 calls have to be? What does the price have to be if Google is at 105? What would the 90 calls have to be? I'm not asking premium, just 15. Exactly, it has to be 15. Okay? If Google is at 100, what would the 150 puts have to be? What would the 150 puts have to be if Google is at 100? 50. Very simple. It's $50 in the money. That's it. It's very, very simple. Now, not a lot of people are answering, and I don't care if you get the answer wrong. If you get the answer wrong, I'm gonna pound you and help you understand why it's wrong. Okay? So when I post things like the SPX 3915s at 2, the SPX is at 3950. If you put the calls up there on your and you're looking to buy it, and you see the price is $30, the 3915 calls $30, that means it has to be in the money somewhere. So it can't be calls. Look, I don't have to put calls or puts. Now I do when I have time. But here's the thing: if you don't understand it, you have to know what it is. I mean, it's ridiculously simple. In the money. That means the option is in the money. Okay? Give you another quiz here. I mean, I'm changing the name of stocks because people are trying to figure out. If Netflix is at 300, the 320s, I say 320s at 2. Is it calls or puts? Come on, quick. Calls or puts? Has to be what? Has to be calls. It can't be puts. The puts, if the puts are if it's the 320 puts and the stock is at 300, the puts would be $20 in the money. The price would be $20. Okay? Once again, a put gives you a right to sell the option at a particular price. A call gets you an opportunity to buy it at a particular price. So right now, SPX is at $39.50. We'll just say $39.50. The 400 calls for tomorrow, and I'm not asking about what should the price be? What would the 400 calls be? Just, you don't have to be close. Just, I don't even care if you're close to correct. Just give me. What would the calls have to be? $2, $3, $4, $5, something like that, right? 10, whatever. What would the puts have to be? The SPX is at $39.50. What would the 4,000 puts have to be? At a minimum, $50. There you go. That's it. So if I go out there and I post Netflix, 315's at 2, and you go look at it, and the price is $15, either you got the wrong strike, you have the wrong date, or you're looking at the wrong option. It's very simple. This is not hard. You should give yourself a quiz. Go pick 100 stocks. Just copy 100 stocks. Go into Fidelity, copy 100 stocks, and put the price down. And then go write down the call and the put, 50 points up and 50 points down. And you should be able to tell me the price instantaneously. And I'm not saying, if I understand it's not going to be 50, it's going to be 52 or 56 or whatever. But I'm just saying you should know generically. Okay? When I go out there and I say Netflix 315 calls, okay? And maybe I got it wrong and I put the 215 calls. And I say 215 calls at 2. What would the calls have to be? They're going to be $100. It can't be the 215 calls. It's a typo, right? Very simple. This is not hard, okay? But once again, everybody is at a different level. I don't care if you don't know this. Let's learn it together, okay? I'm here to teach you, okay? So learn it. Learn it, learn it, learn it, learn it, learn it. Goldman Sachs is at 315. What would the 300 puts be? The 300 puts. Come on, type in fast. Everybody needs to be typing here. Type in. The 300 puts would be 0 to $1. It's at 315. The stock is at 315. The 300 puts. What would the 300 puts be? The 300 calls would be 15. Exactly right. The 315 calls would be 15 at a minimum. Plus. Okay? Okay. Now, I hope you understand this. If you don't understand this, just tell me on here right now. Say, Sam, I don't understand it. Explain it better. And I'll explain it better. Okay? Okay? Very straightforward. You're here to learn. We're all here to learn. We learn together. I don't have a problem. Look, I didn't know this many years ago. But once again, you should be able to tell what a call and a put is within seconds. Within seconds. Okay? Now, I think Dee said it. Sam doesn't buy in the money. I mean, if Goldman Sachs is at 315, I don't buy the 320 puts because they're going to be $5 plus. We don't risk that type of money. We always buy out of the money. Right? Very straightforward. But once you learn to figure this stuff out, you can figure out the price of anything very fast. There's two components to price. Okay? Two components. There's an actual value, and then there's a time value. So let's do another quiz. Goldman Sachs is at 310. The stock is at 310. The 300 calls have to be what? Come on, type it in. The 300 calls have to be what? Has to be, come on. Nobody's typing. 10 plus 10 plus what? What does that have to be? 10 plus what? Come on. It has to be 10 plus the time value. There's two components to price. If Goldman Sachs is at 310 and the stock, let's make this easier for you. You guys are struggling. If Goldman Sachs is at 300, the 310s, the Goldman Sachs is at 310, the 300 calls, $10 in the money. The price has to be 10, the amount in the money. If it's $8 in the money, it has to be 8 plus the time value. So that time value is 1 day, 2 days, 5 days, 10 days till expiration. That's pricing. It has to be 10 plus there's actual value, and then there's time value. You have to add both components to know what the value is. Now, Sam's model tells you what the premium should be, and then obviously we post this is this or this is not that, okay? Okay, so now, does everybody understand this? Yes or no? If you don't understand this, just ask, okay? Just ask, okay? Okay, nobody's typing anything, so that means they understand this, okay? One last quiz. If SPX is at 4,000, the index is at 4,000, what would the 3,000 calls be? Come on, make it a little bit harder for you. It's not hard. It should take you less than a second. There you go. Everybody's getting it right. It should be 1,000. That's it. It really is that simple. Very, very simple. If SPX is at 4,000, what would the 4,500 puts be? Come on. 4,500. 500 in the money. 500. 500. Look at this. Everybody's got this. You should be able to do this in your sleep. If anybody gives you this quiz, and they give you a quiz with 100 of these, I should make a quiz up and post it out there. You should be able to do all 100 of them in less than a minute. It shouldn't even take you a second to do any one of them. Because you should know what in the money is. And when you do, you become better. You become smarter. You will become more successful. Okay? Okay. Hold on. I never had a good idea when the option is proceed on Monday and then on Friday. How do we look at the same option on a Monday to Friday? So here's the thing. If you look at an option on Monday, you have two characteristics of that option. You have the actual value, and then you have a time value. Okay? So let's say Amazon is at 100, and the 105 calls are $2. The 105s are $2. Amazon is at 100. Okay? The 105s are at $2. What is the actual value of that option? The option is 0. The actual value is 0. What is the time value? Come on. Come on. $2. Amazon, okay, you guys are not understanding this. People aren't typing. Okay, get a piece of paper and write this down. Amazon is at 100 on a Monday. It's at 100. The 105 calls are $2. You have two components to the price of a call. You have the actual value and you have the time value. What is the actual value of the Amazon option? It's at 105. What is the actual value? 0. Excellent. What is the time value? What is the time value? $2. You add the two and you get the total price. Okay? Okay? Very straightforward. Okay? I'm getting some wrong answers here, which is okay. But go ahead. Let me know if you don't understand that. The price of an option is made up of two pieces, the actual value and the time value. If an option is not in the money, then it has no actual value. If it would expire that day, you get 0. Okay? Okay, Ken, you don't understand. Can you, let me go see, do you have a speaker or a mic? Let me look. Look. And we are all at different levels, and we want you all to be successful. So let's get people on here and let's talk. Let me find Ken Weber. How do I unmute you? Okay, you are unmuted. There you go. Hi, Ken. How are you?
Hell, I'm fine. Thank you very much. I've only been on for a few days.
Okay.
I just, I kind of follow what you do, and I've been a little bit successful, but I kind of follow blindly. And anything you can do to help me understand what you were discussing with the option prices and things like that. I understand we need to be out of the money and stuff, right? Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. So the option price has two components: a time value and an actual value.
Okay.
It has no actual value if it's not in the money. Okay?
Okay. Yep.
So if Meta is at 200 and your option is at 210, you're not in the money, right? You're not at 210.
Right, exactly.
So the actual value will be 0 till it gets to 210, correct?
Right, correct.
Okay, so if it gets to 211, what's the actual value?
$1.
$1. If it gets to 216, what's the actual value?
16?
No, 6. 110, right?
6, yeah.
No, okay. If it gets to 120, what's the actual value?
10.
10. Excellent. Okay? Excellent.
Okay.
If it gets to 150, what's the actual value?
40.
40. Good. Okay? Now, it's 40 plus a number. It's plus the time. If the option expires on Friday, and today is Friday, then your answer is going to be 40 plus 0 because there's no time left, right?
Gotcha.
If it's a Wednesday, they may give you $1 for the time value, right? Because you have extra time. So it'd be 40 plus maybe 1. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so this is not hard. It's just you have to once you figure it out, it's great. So now let's go do puts, the other side. Okay?
Sure.
Meta is at 200, and the 210 puts. What is the value of the 210 puts?
10?
10.
Okay.
It's at 200. It's $10 in the money, right? Meta goes to 205. What is the value of the 210 puts?
5.
5 in the money. Excellent. There you go. Right? Plus, it's 5 plus. Okay, so and the plus may be 20 cents or 50 cents or 80 cents or whatever, right? Maybe $1, maybe $2, depending on what he thinks is happening. Okay? So you're answering all these right, so I think you understand it.
I'm starting to.
Want me to quit? Huh?
I said I think I am, but if you buy something that's out of the money, let's say a stock is at 200, right? And you buy something out of the money, as it goes up, aren't your out of the money calls still, appreciating? Aren't they gaining value, right?
Well, it's okay. So let's talk about this. So Meta is at 200, and the 210 calls are 2 on a Monday. Say they're 2 on a Monday, right?
Okay.
On Tuesday, it goes to 205, right?
Okay.
What's the actual value of the 210 calls? What's the actual value?
Is it 5?
No, it's 0. The actual value is 0.
Because they're not in the money yet.
Because it's not in the money yet, right? So your real value is 0, but they're paying you for time. So instead, before you paid $2 for that time on Monday, right? As it gets closer to the money, that time value either goes up or it goes down. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
Okay.
the time value, if let's say it goes to 209 and you have 4 days left, he's going to give you $4 from those from 2 because he's saying, oh, you got 4 more days, it may go way up. But the actual value is 0.
Because it's not in the money yet. I get that.
It's not in the money, and if it sits at 209 for 4 days, the next day it goes to 3, the next day it goes to 2, the next day it goes to 1, because it never got in the money, right?
I see. Okay. Gotcha. I understand.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. I'm glad. Okay, anybody else? Who else wants to come on here if you have questions? This is your chance. Look, I don't do this very often, and I want you guys to become good at this. Very good. And you should understand 2 components. Never forget this. There's time and there's real value. And the real value is always 0 till it's in the money. It's in the money. Okay? Now, there's one piece I didn't tell you here, and I'm not going to really drill it into you, but I'll tell you. Once something gets deep in the money, so let's say Meta is at 220, the 200 calls should be what? $20, right? It should be $20. It's $20 in the money. But who's going to pay $20? Why would anybody pay you $20? Because if it goes down, you're going to get killed. Whoever buys it from you is going to get killed. So he takes the time value away, right? He takes it away. He subtracts value. So anything that gets in like $15, $20, $25 in the money, the actual value would be 20, but he may say a minus 50 cents on the time value. And he only gives you $19.50 for it. Because he doesn't want to hold it. Because if it goes against him, then he loses money, right? So you have to make it worth his while. Now, I'm not going to go into that because it complicates this, but this is the pricing, okay? But always know there's time value and there's real value. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else that wants to come out here? We can get you so you understand this 100%. I want you to understand this because it will make you great. I mean, you can quiz me on anything, real value, time value, and I can give you 100 answers within less than 30 seconds. It's just easy, okay? Intrinsic value. Intrinsic value is actual value. That's it, okay? Intrinsic value and time value. That's two different pieces. I think Options Clearinghouse calls it intrinsic value. That's the real value. So let's say you buy a 210 call on Facebook and the stock's at 200 and you're good for 6 months. So you bought it at $30 and it never gets up over 200. Your actual value is 0 for month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. He's just giving you time value, right? Only gives you time value, okay? Okay, what else? What else? What else? How can I help you? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? If you want to come on here, just come on here. We won't even say your name, okay? Okay, how do you determine when to cut it loose? So this is a good question. So if you buy NVIDIA's at 150, the 270s, and it's at 260, when do you cut it loose? So here's when you cut it loose. Is there an event that's going to move NVIDIA to 270? Is there something going to happen? Is the market going to go up 100? Or market going to move? That's going to move it up. If you don't believe there's something that's going to move it up, cut it loose. That's up to you, right? Very straightforward. Very straightforward. Okay? If something, you have to look at, there's a lot of stuff to this. I mean, I literally look at thousands of things at one time. What is, okay, I'll give you the secret. Nobody teaches this shit, but I'll give it to you. What is the weekly move and the average move? The average daily move, average weekly move. Nobody gives you this. If you know that Tesla in the last 10 weeks has only moved 20 points one time, then why would you buy 20 to 25 points out of the money? It never moves 10, 20 points, right? So you have to know what the average weekly move is, the average daily move is, the average monthly move is, up and down, up and down. I know all this stuff. So that's where all this information comes from. It's all in my head. Okay? Okay. How do you pick options, Em? So what I do, how I pick options is I know where things can go. Like Netflix today. Netflix was at $3.93. Okay? It went to $2.93. It was at $2.93. It went to $2.99, and then went to $3.03 pre-market. When I woke up in the morning, it was at $2.99 at 3 a.m. Then it was $3.03. So it was up $10. And I'm like, why is Netflix up $10? And I couldn't find out why, but it was up 10. So I immediately said, I'm going to go buy the 315s and try and buy them for $1. So I put in an order to buy 100 contracts at $1. It didn't fill. He popped it to 150. I changed it to 150. It didn't fill. Chased it to 180. Chased it to $2. Then he filled me, and boom, it went to $5. But it was up 10. When is the last time Netflix has been up 10? Pre-market. Okay? Tesla the other day. It had a Moody's thing and it was up 4. It hasn't been up 4. Let me tell you, if Tesla tomorrow, and this is not going to happen, but I'll tell you, if it opens at 301 and it stays at 301 for 5 minutes, it's going to go to 201. It's going to go to 209. I will go buy 500 of them if it opens at 201. But it's not going to. But I'm just saying, I know if it gets there, then you're ready. Just like I said today, I gave it to you guys. I told you the new beast number on NVIDIA is 277. If and when it gets over 277, it's 291. Don't even have to think. It's going to absolutely rock it. Okay? But does it get there today? Does it get there tomorrow? Maybe it goes to 230 and the whole market crashes. And then 6 months later, it gets to 276. What should you be saying to yourself? Come on. You should be saying, Sam told me 277 is a number. It took 6 months, but it's going to get there. It's going to rock it. Absolutely. Okay? Okay. I'd appreciate it, Sam, if you give just a 30-second explanation of how you interpret your price call-outs in the morning conference call. I've been trading options for you. I understand all about the options. Just tell me how to interact the numbers that you throw out. So here's the thing. I give you the numbers up and down. They're ridiculously accurate. If you looked at Netflix today, I said, 322 got right there and it dropped 3. I told you NVIDIA 272 got right there, dropped 3. They're ridiculously accurate. I can't tell you how I get those numbers. That makes Sam Sam. That's why everybody wants to be in Sam's room, because the numbers are that good. But I can't tell you how I get them. But I will tell you what they are. But I won't tell you how to get them. So here's the thing. Now, if I give you a number, NVIDIA 277, let's say it gets to 276. You have 2 options. Come on, let's type in again. What are your 2 options on NVIDIA at 270 when it gets to 276? What are your 2 options? You buy thinking it's going to get through, or you say, I'm going to sell it because I already own it. I'm not sure if it's going to get through. It's up to you. You have to decide which option you want, right? But I'm telling you, these numbers are stunningly accurate. Nobody has them. Nobody wakes up at 3 a.m. and nobody has my model. But it's all in my head, okay? So that's what we got. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else have questions? I hope everybody understands the stuff. If you're using different services, Webull and this, you have to learn how to use their service. And the thing, if I tell you a price is $2 and you're seeing $18, means you have the wrong option. You have the wrong option. Either the wrong day, the wrong date, the wrong strike, whatever, but it's wrong. Okay? Anything else? Can I ask another question? Sure. Hold on. Let me go find you. Okay. What's up, Ken?
Thank you, Sam. So do you ever double down on an option? Let's say you buy something at $1, and then for whatever reason it falls back down to 75 cents or something like that. Do you just automatically say, well, that's a better deal, I'm going to double down and get one at 75 to lower my average cost basis? Do you ever
Okay,
think
so I
that?
I do that once in a while, but it's very rare. Very rare. I don't. So let's say you bought Tesla 200s and you bought them at 2.
Mm-hmm.
Tesla goes down, and now those options are 40 cents.
Mm-hmm.
No reason to buy them at 40 cents. If you really believe in Tesla, you should
Mhm.
buy the 135s. Buy closer to where the strike is, right? Buy closer to it. Because let's say Tesla is at you buy it at 195, you buy the 200s at 2. It goes to 192. It goes to 192. Maybe it goes to 195 tomorrow. You don't get your 2 back. They're going to expire worthless. But if you bought the 195 at 50 cents, you'll get your $2 back on those. Do you see what I'm saying? Buy closer to the money.
I see what you're saying. Yep, I see what you're saying exactly. Do you ever do you always kind of go for the weeklies, or do you kind of go into the March 31st?
It all depends. It all depends on where you are at in your week, in your account, everything. There's nothing simple about that. It's where you are and where you want to be, right? I mean, last week we bought some NVIDIA a week out, and then we bought near the money for that week because we thought it was really going to break up because it broke my 256. It was gone,
right.
And they went 2 to 8 or whatever.
I know on one Friday I know you bought some at 8 cents and they rocketed to $1. That was before I signed up, but that was pretty prescient.
Yeah.
That was very nice. So okay, understood. Thank you, Sam.
Okay. Rebecca says, how to use bid and ask to determine where dollars are going. I don't use any of that. I just want to look at premium. That's it. I look at premium. I know what it should be. I know what it was last week. I know what it was last month. I know what it was last year. I know what the average is on everything. And I posted a thing out there the other day. I gave you guys a clue of ages. I gave you a clue of ages. If NVIDIA last week, $5 out of the money on Thursday when it closed, $5 out of the money are 20 cents. And if this week, $5 out of the money are $2, what's that tell you? It tells you everybody wants in. Right? Very straightforward. Now, if everybody wants in, it pops, and then it doesn't move anymore, it starts taking out premium because there's no time left, right? That's what you got to know. Okay. Do you take screenshots and track premium? No. Why do I need screenshots? Come on. Memory. Ginkgo Bologna. Take memory pills. You should be able to, if you're looking at my screen, and I have 50 stocks on here with options, I can tell you what every one of them did in the last 30 minutes. Every one of them. Don't need screenshots. Do this with one option. Find one option. It's like Netflix is going to go nuts. I loaded this sucker. It's going to go nuts. If this trades at 323 tomorrow, it's 330. Instantaneously. Okay? Now, not saying it's going to happen, but it can. Okay? Interesting. Okay. Hope you guys had fun. Thanks, everyone. See you tomorrow. Thank you.